Parenting isn't just a journey, it's a comedy show waiting to be discovered. After listening to hundreds of parenting stories, I've selected the top 5 that will have you rolling on the floor laughing. Will you see your own parenting experiences reflected in these stories? Make sure to stick to the end, because the last one related to me the most. So there I am, right? Knee-deep in the treacherous world of trying to get my kids to sleep at a reasonable hour. And by reasonable, I mean before I start aging in dog years from exhaustion. I've read every book on sleep training, I've listened to all the podcasts, I even tried that method where you gently pat them on the back, whispering sweet nothings like, "Please, for the love of all that is good, go to sleep." But here's the thing. Kids have this sixth sense. They know when you're about to sit down and finally relax. That's their cue. Suddenly they need water, they heard a noise, they saw a shadow. Or my personal favorite, they just remembered they haven't told me about their day. And let me tell you, these kids can give a play-by-play that would put sports commentators to shame. One night, I'm tucking them in for the 8th time, and I decide it's story time. But not just any story. I'm improvising a bedtime story about the great sleepy dragon, whose only wish is to sleep for 100 years. I'm laying it on thick, describing how every creature in the kingdom brings him blankets and sings lullabies to help him sleep. Halfway through, I glance at my kids, expecting to see them nodding off. Nope, they're wide awake, eyes sparkling, completely enthralled. They start asking questions about the dragon, suggesting plot twists, and before I know it, I'm committed to a multi-part saga. So now, every night, we're adding chapters to this never-ending dragon tale. I'm running out of ideas. I've got the dragon joining a book club, taking up yoga, trying herbal teas. I'm considering sending him to a sleep clinic. The moral of the story: if you're ever thinking about improvising a bedtime story, don't make it too good, because you, my friend, will end up like me, stuck as the bard of bedtime, spinning tales while dreaming of your own elusive sleep. Okay, let's talk about the sleepover. Not mine, obviously, because what parent has time for that? I'm talking about the kid's sleepover. You know, that night you decide to let your child have a friend over, thinking, how bad can it be? Spoiler alert, it's like opening Pandora's box, but instead of evils, it's just sugar-fueled chaos. So the stage is set. The living room is now a fortress of pillows and blankets. I've stocked up on snacks because I've read somewhere that happy kids are fed kids. And for a moment, just a brief, shining moment, I think I'm going to be the cool parent, the one who's got it all under control. The evening starts off great. There's laughter, movies, and popcorn everywhere. Literally everywhere. I'm finding kernels in places I didn't know popcorn could reach. But hey, it's all in good fun, right? Then comes bedtime, or as I like to call it, the negotiation phase. This is where you realize that no amount of parenting books could prepare you for the bargaining skills of a child who does not want to go to sleep. Suddenly, they're little lawyers, presenting cases for why they should be allowed to stay up just 10 more minutes. Fast forward to what feels like the 300th round of 10 more minutes, and it's now way past any semblance of a reasonable bedtime. I'm starting to wonder if they're plotting to see the sunrise. I lay down the law. It's time to sleep now. That's when the atmosphere shifts. The room goes quiet. Too quiet. I tiptoe away, thinking victory is mine. But as any parent knows, victory is a fleeting concept. Not even 5 minutes pass, and there's a symphony of giggles, whispers, and the occasional thud. What are they doing in there? Reenacting historical battles? Auditioning for a circus? The imagination runs wild. I poke my head in, attempting to look stern, and there they are, looking up at me with those eyes that scream, "We're not even a little bit tired." And I realize, this is it. This is the sleepover experience. It's not about sleep, it's about endurance. So I do the only sensible thing left. I join them, telling stories and building pillow forts, because if you can't beat them, might as well lead the charge. And when they finally do fall asleep, sprawled out in their fortress of comfort, I can't help but smile, because for all the chaos, these are the moments, the memories that stick. And as I finally crawl into bed, way too late with the dawn almost breaking, I think, next time we're doing this at their friend's house. Let's dive into the realm of parenting hacks, or as I like to call them, how to survive your own optimism. You see, in a moment of what can only be described as sheer parental bravado, I decided to tackle the sleep issue with what I thought was a foolproof plan. The reward chart. Yes, the reward chart. A simple, colorful chart promising stars for every night the kids went to bed without staging a protest that would put seasoned negotiators to shame. The ultimate prize, a trip to the toy store. I know, it sounds like a plot to a feel-good family movie where everything works out in the end. Spoiler, real life is not a feel-good family movie. energy. The first night, it was like a miracle had descended upon our home. The kids marched to bed with the determination of astronauts heading to space. They were in it to win it. Stars twinkled on the chart, and I went to bed feeling like I'd cracked some secret parenting code. But then, the competitive spirit kicked in. Not between the kids, as you might expect, but between the kids and the universe? Suddenly, every little thing became a reason why they couldn't possibly sleep. It's too quiet. It's too loud. My pillow feels suspicious. Yes, one of them actually claimed their pillow felt suspicious. And then came the night strategies. Negotiations turned into filibusters. Bedtime stories weren't just requested, they were demanded with the precision of a literary critic. That story didn't have enough dragons. I can't sleep without sufficient dragon content. Week 2, and the chart looked like a constellation, a testament to my crumbling resolve. The trip to the toy store was looming over me like a financial cliff. That's when I realized I wasn't running a sleep incentive program. I was inadvertently funding their future therapy sessions where they'd discuss how their parent tried to buy sleep with stars and promises of plastic toys. In a last-ditch effort to reclaim some semblance of parental authority and financial stability, I called a family meeting. The chart was retired, and a new plan was proposed. We agreed on a family outing, something we could all enjoy together, no stars needed. The catch? Everyone needed to contribute to a peaceful bedtime routine. No more negotiations, no more suspicious pillows. The moral of the story, sometimes the best laid plans don't stand a chance against the imaginative resistance of kids at bedtime. And maybe, just maybe, the real reward isn't the stars or the toys, but finding a way to navigate the chaotic waters of parenting together. Plus, I learned a valuable lesson. Never introduce a reward system without a budget and an exit strategy. You know, there's a moment in every parent's life when you realize that getting a child to sleep isn't just a nightly routine, it's an art form, a science, and for some of us, a descent into mild madness. And it all starts with the best of intentions. You read the books, you listen to the advice, you prepare yourself. You think, I've got this. But let me tell you, the gap between theory and practice is wide and full of sleepless nights. Take my experience as a case study. I decided we're going to have a calm, structured bedtime, bath time, story time, then lights out. Sounds straightforward, right? Oh, how naive I was. You see, bath time becomes splash time, transforming the bathroom into a miniature water park. Towels, optional, sanity, long gone. Then comes story time, which is supposed to be this tranquil transition to dreamland, except it turns into an open mic night where every stuffed animal has a backstory that needs to be explored in detail. By the time we're through, I'm considering writing a book myself. It'll be a thriller titled The Night the Stuffed Animals Took Hostage of Bedtime. And finally, lights out, the supposedly simple act of turning off the light, which in reality is more like flipping the switch on a child's internal monologue about every random thought they've had since lunch. Did dinosaurs have bedtimes? Why can't we see air? Suddenly, you're in a philosophical debate when all you want is to see the inside of your eyelids. What I've learned is that parenting at bedtime is less about managing sleep and more about managing expectations. Yours mainly. The expectation that there will be sleep, the expectation that it will be easy, and the expectation that your child's energy levels actually correspond to the time of day. So here's to the parents, the nighttime negotiators, the storytime strategists, the seekers of quiet in the storm of questions. May your coffees be strong, your patience stronger, and may you eventually find the sleep you so desperately seek. Remember, in the grand tapestry of parenting, these nights are but a thread, a very frayed, tangled, and sometimes sparkly thread. So the quest for sleep isn't just for the kids, right? It's a full-blown family affair, and in my house, it's like participating in an Olympic sport, except there are no medals, just dark circles under your eyes as a token of participation. One night, I decide it's time to tackle this sleep issue head on. I'm going full Zen mode. We're doing a calm bedtime routine, baths, pajamas, the works. I even break out the lavender oil because apparently it's supposed to be soothing. At this point, I'd try anything. I'd read a story about paint drying if it promised 5 minutes of peace. Everything is going smoothly. The kids are in bed and it's silent. That beautiful, rare silence that every parent dreams of. I'm tiptoeing away feeling like a ninja, a master of the bedtime routine. I'm thinking, I've cracked it. I'm a parenting genius. And then, just as I'm about to reward myself with that sweet, sweet moment of sitting down, there's a whisper. Dad? It's like they have a radar. I can't sleep. I think I need a snack. A snack at bedtime. Because of course, the path to sleep is paved with midnight feasts. Fast forward, and I'm in the kitchen preparing the most silent snack possible, because everyone knows if you make too much noise, you'll wake the others, and then it's game over. You're not going back to bed until the sun's up. I bring the snack, tuck them back in, and just as I'm about to escape, Dad, I need water. Of course, because what's a snack without a drink? It's like they've got a bedtime checklist they're ticking off, and I'm just there to serve. So there I am, running a 24-hour diner and hydration station, wondering when I signed up for this gig. And when I finally get to sit down, I realize the joke's on me. I'm so wired from the night's events. Now I can't sleep. And that, my friends, is the irony of parenting. You spend hours trying to get them to sleep, only to find yourself wide awake, Googling how to fall asleep while everyone else is peacefully snoring. In fact, studies have shown that parents who incorporate spiritual teachings and Bible verses into their parenting not only experience a deeper connection with their children, but also report a more fulfilling parenting journey. But there's a specific verse that, when understood and applied, has been a game changer for many parents in facing daily challenges and fostering a nurturing environment. So check out the next video where I tell you the 5 Bible verses that are the best for parenting.